Please note the disclaimer. If there is anything keeping you from releasing videos besides personal shit and kappa, it would be Nitro-Fueled, because honestly, I don't know how to approach this. I can't use my usual 3-lap system because I would just be retreading old ground, and I'm pretty sure none of you want to hear another explanation of CTR's story mode. So this time, I'm just deciding to jump in and say what I think. No lap system, no real focus, just pure opinion. Though I think I need to get this out of the way. Yeah, it was obvious that CTR Nitro-Fueled would get a first place score from me. It's a remake of my favorite game of all time, so why wouldn't it? Essentially, Nitro-Fueled is just CTR with more. More characters, more carts, more tracks, more everything. A lot of people have been debating on whether or not this is a remake, as it adds so much that it could be considered its own game. But you gotta remember, this is still CTR at its core. Same story, same tracks, same characters. It's a remake, but it's more of a remake expansion with all the new stuff. With just the disc alone, you get so many features that weren't in the original. The Nitro Kart content, new customization items, online play. It's a beefy game out of the box, and on its own, I'd say it'd be worth the $40 price tag. But that's not all. Monthly content updates in the form of the new Grand Prix mode with free new tracks and unlockable items. Beanox have been giving it their all and delivering what I think is the definitive CTR experience. Yes, I said definitive. Look, there are some problems with the way Nitro-Fueled plays, so don't think I haven't experienced that. But with the sheer amount of content Nitro-Fueled adds, it's really hard to recommend the PS1 version over this. Not that I don't want people to experience the PS1 version, it's still a great game. Speaking of which, if there's one area where PS1 excels over PS4, it's mechanics. The PS1 version was a gameplay masterpiece of physics and mechanics, and while Nitro-Fueled tries to emulate this, it falls short in a few areas. I think this is because these remakes of old games are done so that visually they are the same, sort of a video game development version of playing it by ear. They see how the old games play, and instead of looking into the codes of the PS1 games to see how they worked, they try to recreate it on a surface level. While this worked for the platformers because of the casual nature of those games, and works casually for CTR, when things get competitive, you really start to notice the cracks. Some collisions can be off, sometimes jumping doesn't work quite properly. I personally feel that the hop mechanic in CTR was kinda gimped in Nitro-Fueled, and I haven't been the only one noticing. Random moon jumps, awkward physics, losing speed randomly, and hitting things that don't exist are really common at higher levels of play, and especially noticeable when something that was doable in CTR becomes almost impossible in Nitro-Fueled, and a special patch had to be issued addressing it. That being said, one mechanic Nitro-Fueled does better than CTR is the boost. While yes, it is largely the same, it's the change to the Ultimate Sacred Fire, or Blue Fire as it's now called, that changes everything. In the original, Ultimate Sacred Fire was obtained by super turbo pads designed to propel the characters at top speed over large gaps, and as a failsafe, any other boosts after that would automatically slow you back down to Sacred Fire speeds. This could be taken advantage of by gaining reserves and then riding out Ultimate Sacred Fire without boosting to maximize Ultimate Sacred Fire time. In Nitro-Fueled, you can keep Blue Fire even after boosting, making the mechanic more consistent. Now it's easier to gain Blue Fire, but harder to keep it as you have to keep boosting, and at Blue Fire speeds, the carts go ridiculously fast, making power sliding and keeping reserves all that much harder. It adds more value to those who can enjoy and take advantage of the Blue Fire system and incentivizes learning the reserves. Side note, has anyone else noticed that most Let's Players on YouTube seem not to learn how to even power slide? I might make a full video on this later, but go watch any given Let's Play on the internet by someone who isn't a CTR veteran. From start to finish, it's absolutely annoying how none of them learn to use the boost system, even though the game directly tells them, even in the endgame where you'd think they'd learn by now. Heck, I can't get a challenge unless I play the game on hard mode, and here are these medium scrubs complaining that the game is too hard. Or maybe I'm just that good. Shit. Visually, Nitro-Fueled looks fantastic, but that's pretty much par for the course for these PS4 remakes. What helps is that the PS1 had to have its tracks trimmed down in order to allow the game to run without tanking the frame rate. With the PS4, they could jam-pack a lot of stuff into the background. What was once a simple roadway through the snow is now a gigantic polar bear community. Papu's Pyramid is full of animals and plants going about their day, as well as that. Just why?
Oh my. What do you mean, oh my?
Coco Park looks absolutely gorgeous with all the flowers. Tiny Arena now boasts endorsement of other tracks, as well as featuring graffiti. Sewer Speedway has a bunch of background gags that players would be going too fast to even see. This even counts for the Nitro Kart stages, as while some tracks kept their aesthetic, some have wildly remixed graphics and look like entirely new areas as a result. Electron Avenue and Thunderstruck especially look different from their Nitro Kart counterparts, though I'm not sure what they were thinking with Hyper Spaceway. Not only is the track now super short, but Velo Stadium is now a prison for some reason, and I'm not sure I like that. And the new tracks have given the artists at Beanox full reign to flex their artistic skills, though the actual track design has been hit or miss. Twilight Tour and Prehistoric Playground were okay, and Nina's Nightmare and Koala Carnival have been grand. But what the fuck happened to Spyro Circuit? Seriously, it seems like this just might be the worst track in the entire game. And I have to include Dragon Mines on that list. Strange turning radiuses that don't make sense, random bumps that have no rhyme or reason, teleporters that make it impossible to see what's going on ahead. The track is essentially a group of complicated straightaways with one big turn. Feels like they tried to make a tribute to Spyro rather than making a good track.
You said build a
racetrack
that look good, and that's it! That's all!
Speaking of which, new characters. While I think the additions of fan favorites like Brio, Baby T, and Koala Kong were great ideas, I also respect the decision to add other fan favorites from post-Naughty Dog games like Nina and Von Clutch. But Beanox did one thing that surprised me even more. Something that I thought not possible. They made Pasadena not annoying!
I'll teach Cortex a lesson.
They also added not only Spyro, but Hunter and Nasty Nork the Mad Lads. This gives me hope that Spyro 2 and Spyro 3 themed Grand Prix are also on the way. All these resurrected characters are deep cuts into Crash's history, and I cannot thank Beanox enough for these. Though that kinda leaves me wondering. I wasn't a fan of the sense of humor that the radical era of Crash showed off, and it looks like Crash is going dangerously close back in that direction. I can only hope that future games focus more on character-driven comedy rather than gag-driven.
Crash! Get out of my robot! This is my body and my right to choose!
Boo! You stink!
Musically, this game is amazing. Yeah, it's the same songs, but the way they're remixed gives them their own personality and separates them from their PS1 and PS2 iterations. Just listen to some of these side by side. Then there's the new music, which ranges from okay to excellent. But yet again, Spyro Circuit is the slacker here. Instead of using a song from Spyro 1, they chose to use Mushroom Speedway from Spyro 3. In fact, Mushroom Speedway is also the podium music for Spyro characters. Could they not use something like the Spyro 1 theme or something? I mean, which sounds better, this? Or this? This... or this. I'll let you be the judge. And as of recent, they've added a ring rally mode, which has easily become my new favorite. Not only for how much fun it is, but for how much it pays out. Seriously, thanks to Ring Rally, I can now reliably farm Wumpa coins, and I love doing it. Sadly, I can't play online mode, as not only do I have not enough money to pay for it, but I also live out in the middle of podunk nowhere, which means that my internet connection is a potato.
What? 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 What?
Which is a drag because online is the primary way of gathering this currency. Or you could buy it all for microtransactions.
You are tearing me apart!
CTR.
Yes, sadly, I have to talk about this, and it's horrible. Does it ruin the core experience of CTR? No. Are they intrusive? Kinda, if that square button is anything to go by. But the fact that Activision snuck these in after launch and after all the reviews have come out is definitely an Activision move. Trust me, if they could have monetized the platformers, they would. And that's a shame, because there are so many people who have compulsive spending habits and won't be able to experience CTR because they're too afraid to purchase the game and not spend hundreds on Wumpa coins. And I can't really blame them for that. At the same time, I believe CTR is an experience that everyone needs to enjoy. So if you can't hold yourself back from compulsive spending and don't want to buy Nitro-Fueled because of it, please at least give the PS1 original a shot. You won't regret it. And don't worry, I know that you all want me to do a specific video pertaining to the types of people who play specific characters. Maybe at 500 subscribers, guys.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Something feels different, but I can't put my finger on it. Wait, finger? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit the bell to receive notifications. It takes 2 seconds and can only benefit you. And while you're at it, check out some of my other videos like the ones on screen. Also follow me on Twitter because I post there a lot. I'm planning to get back in the swing of things soon, including continuing my 2 Let's Plays and regular opinion videos. Reviews might take longer to come out, but that's because they take a lot of work. I thank you for your patience during the Crash Racing Month-a-thon, and I hope you continue to support me in future endeavors. Thank you.